If you're looking at me, I know you're assuming that I'm an African American or a person of color. I'm neither. I'm an American. My name is Lorraine Lamont, and I'm about to rock your world. Buckle up. Hi, I'm Lorraine Lamont, and I call this whole thing LLBD. That's Lorraine Lamont, Living Life by Design. And why do I use that name, and where did I get it from? It's because I believe that he who lives life by design lives life on purpose. Everybody else just gets to by accident and hope something gonna happen. That's not what we should be doing. So I look at where we are right now in this nation. I look where we are in this whole world. And I think, what could have been in the mind of God or anyone else to put us in this position? Well, this is what I feel. I believe we've been set up for such a time as this. This is the perfect time for us to live. I can't think of a more perfect time for me to live in. What's going on? Let's check it out. First of all, we got intersectionality, belonging to one oppressed group after another. Let me see. I got all that down straight. Being a single mom, been on welfare, lost all my sisters and brothers in drugs and alcohol. Got that down. Oh, yeah, and I'm black. That's what they want to call me. And then I'm a female. I got it down. I got it down. And then I'm a good preacher. Oh, yeah, I am. So you kind of put all that together, and we got all of this intersectionality going on. If you don't belong to an oppressed group, you really can't talk today. So let's talk about what my topic really is going to be for weeks and weeks on end, and that is the attempted assassination of the American spirit. Where did I get that name from? That's exactly what's going down right now. How do you assassinate the spirit of a country? You begin first by making sure that every socialistic principle is moving and encroaching in place. By take away first the freedom of speech. That's exactly what's happening. We can't speak, we can't talk, we can't go anywhere, we can't say anything. And listen, I am very, very, very embarrassed for my Democratic friends as much as I am for my Republican friends. You can't say anything. Freedom of speech. If you say anything that's different from what's going on, there's going to be a big issue. You know it's going to be a big issue. People are losing their jobs, yea, even their lives in some cases. So how do you begin to socialize and assassinate the spirit of a country? You begin to take away first the freedom of speech. Political correctness. Remember when that came out? Can't say this. You can't say this. Make sure, you didn't call him the right name. That is where a lot of it started. And so here we go, America. We can't talk. We can't walk. We can't be like this. You can't have, even Halloween. Kids can't even dress up. Cultural appropriation. What the flux is that, America? That's F-L-U-X. I'm not using any bad words. So I want us to think about that. So here we've taken away all of our freedom of speech. Now we're getting to what else do you do next? Step 2. Step 1, remove the freedom of speech. Step 2 is then take away their right to protect themselves. That's what's happening. Yeah. Guns are going to kill. No, guns don't kill people. People kill people with guns. You got that? People use guns and kill people. That's how that works. But take away their right to protect themselves. And they're even going another deeper level than this. Take away those who protect them. Defund the police. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Absolutely. Defund the police. Give me a break. When people say, well, all the cops are bad cops. Well, listen, I want to tell you this. If you think all police officers are bad, when someone breaks into your house, does something wrong to you, whatever, you call the police station. Hello, I just want a good police officer to come out to my house. And they said, well, ma'am, I'm so sorry. They're all taken right now. We don't have any more good ones left. Then what are you going to do? Listen, guys, to think it's lunacy to think that to defund the police, that it's going to straighten out things. That is not what's really going down. There's an undermining spirit that's going on right now. And you better believe me, it is not about being a Democrat. It's not about being a Republican. It's about the left. And the left right now has left everyone. And they're protruding themselves out to the forefront. So you got that. So we socialize. How do you socialize a nation? You first take away step 1. Guns, step 2, step 1, speech, and then step 2, guns. That's right. So now, and here comes a biggie. The biggie, are you ready? Are you really ready for this? Here goes the biggie. The biggie is this. The biggie is when now we create chaos on a consistent basis. So I mentioned a while back ago that there was a man, his name is Manning Johnson. It's color, communism, and common sense. Go look it up for yourself. 50 years ago. So this man was so strong, big, strong black man, he's going to go and prove that communism is the way. It really is the way. He's so good at it and so intelligent at it that he goes to the Kremlin and he stays there and he studies there and they love him. They're going to send him back and he's going to infiltrate. Oh, yeah, baby. What happens? He discovers the entry plans that are entrenched on the inside. And what did he discover? They said the ultimate goal of the Communist Party is to implode America from the inside out. Not to totally destroy it, they just want to control it. To implode it from the inside out. And the way they would do that, they would use the very thing that we pride ourselves in as Americans, our diversity. Keep the diversities polarized, sectioned, and away from one another. Always arguing, never in agreement. Always thinking somebody's got something against you. And then guess what they said the next point? Use as the vertex point is cannon fire. Black people. Oh my God. No, she didn't say that. Oh, yes, I did too. They said, we shall use the black people as cannon fire. Now, for those of you, I'm not really military inclined, but for those of you who may want to think about it, cannon fire actually just makes the boom, scatters the people, keeps the confusion, keeps the chaos, and then it goes back to what? Nothing. Because that has always bothered me. Why is it that 13.4% of the population, which is what African Americans represent now, and decreasing, because we're killing and slaughtering one another on a regular basis, no other race kills itself at the rate that African Americans do. Don't get mad at Miss Lorraine. You just check my facts out and see whether or not those things be true. Exactly. So here we go. So 13.4% of the population, how can they cause all this ruckus, tear up the nation? Even, yay, Black Lives Matter is all over the world now. And then go back to living in poverty as if nothing has ever happened. Come on, America. We're smarter than this. Come on, world. You're smarter than this. There's something about that has always bothered. But now that I look at the plan that the communists have had for ages and decades, and that is that simply use them as cannon fire. What is cannon fire? In today's lingo, it's useful idiots. No, she didn't say that. Yes, she did. So I came to the conclusion in life that we need to understand that being an American is not about a race, guys. It's about a state of mind. It's not about a race. Get rid of the little cliches on the front of your ethnicity. Oh, I'm a Polish American. Oh, no, I'm a Spanish American. Oh, no, I'm a Latin. No, we're Americans. That's what we are. It's a state of mind. And yeah, they talk about us all over the world. Oh, those Americans. Yes, you're right. But there are people that are dying to get over here. So China, let me tell you, yes, it is. It has big plans. It has big plans. It's been buying up plots of our land. Yeah. And also on top of that, as I said, if we had to undress right now and take off those things that were made in China, we'd be running around buck naked around here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm not saying that we should not be able to use other countries and let them manufacture things, but we need jobs right here in this country. People need to be working right here in this country. When you look at the closing of the cities and all the rioting that's going on, that should be a sign to us right then and there. Look at the cities that are saying don't open up. Look at the city that are going through that. Look at who are they and who do they represent? Who do they represent? Do they really represent you? My Democratic friends right now, those that I know, are appalled. They are just unbelievably appalled at what is happening right now. The left has left both parties. The left has never been a part of the Republican Party. And the left, who was slowly having a nice little relationship with the Democratic Party, has left them. Thus their name, the left. Exactly. So what is happening? A little bit of sin has come in. A little bit of agreement has come. A little leaven. The Bible even says that. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. We are. I want to speak real briefly when I come back in a minute. I'm going to talk to you about, as we take this break, about CSE, children's sex education. Children's sex education. Well, what are you saying? Yeah, I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about in the elementary schools. 13 states are now teaching. From the time you're born, you're a sexual creature. From the time you're born, you can choose. From the time you're born, you should be familiar with different things. So let's hold on to that and put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because when I come back, we're going to rock and roll. But again, so how you socialize a nation? Number one, take away the freedom of speech. Number two, their right to bear arms and protect themselves. And then even to defund and remove the people that protect us. Durr. And then the third party of it is to keep the confusion going. And man, they've been doing a dang good job of that. The confusion, the rioting, the burning down, the whole thing. And Black Lives Matter, well, I'll hit on that later because we know they only matter sometimes. They don't matter all the time. It just depends. If you're a white officer killing a black person, then your life is going to matter. Other than that, it don't matter at all. I don't come up with these ideologies and these thinkings because, oh, there's nothing else for me to do. Guys, we see it. We see it every day. We hear it, we see it, and we've got to make some serious choices. And I'm pushing. I'm pushing. Yeah, I'm one of those people that I would have never voted for Mr. Trump. He wouldn't have been my favorite pick, and he wasn't my first favorite pick. But at the rate right now that the country is going, who would you like to really be in charge? You think about it. You think about it real clear. Would you want somebody that makes the deal, brings his own balls to the table? Or do you want somebody who don't remember whether or not he put his underwear on or whether he's eating breakfast in the morning? Think about it, America. We're smarter than this. Think about it. That's right. And I depend on that. I have children, grandchildren. For those of you may and may not know, yes, I'm an adult. I hope I look like one. I'm trying to act like one. Not all the time do I. Am I one? However, yeah, I'm very, very much an adult. I have 5 grown children, 16 grandchildren. I've been to 17 countries, have a master's degree in education, a bachelor's degree in sociology. I run my own not-for-profit for the past 17 years. So I got a little brain, just a little bit. The thing is that when I walk into the polls that day, I do not check my brain at the door. Got that? I check my coat at the door. And I want this country to be left as a legacy to my great-great-grand. I want them to know that I did something. So I tell everybody, living life by design, get up, write a letter, make a phone call, do something. Was that too fast for you? I'll slow it down. Get up, write a letter, make a phone call, do something. He who lives life by design lives life on purpose. What is your design? What is your gifts? What is those things you've been told to do? That's right. Do something. Because we're Americans, not African Americans, not Polish Americans. No, not Italian, not Latina Americans. No. We are Americans. And you know what? We're not going to stand for it. We stand for what is right, and we need to do that right now in our vote, in our values. Look at the policies that those candidates represent. Look at the policy. Stop looking at personality. Oh, my God, the way he twits and tweeters. And don't let that bother you. We need to wake up, America. They're talking about people being woke. We need to wake up. We're smarter than this. And that the whole world not only is looking at us, as they always do, but there's a whole generation that has not been born that is depending on you. And they're depending on me. And they really want to know, to see, what did you do? Not what did you say, what did you do? When good men stand by and be silent, that's when the wicked rises up. That is the most critical thing that we're doing right now, being silent and not speaking. You need to speak. You need to open up your voice. You need to let it be heard, and you need to take that stand right where you are. We're Americans. That's right. We're not separated, polarized, segmentized. We're Americans. It's a state of mind. And I am calling on you and everyone else to think about that. Start writing down. What is it that you really believe? Well, all my life I've been, please, don't insult me or anyone else. All my life I've been a Republican. All my life I've been a Democrat. No. You were born a human being with a brain. And God who sits high, looks low, saw this day come and saw you, saw me. So get up, America. Stand up and be what you're supposed to be. We're that teeny tiny nation that came along. And listen, I'm going to take a break here in a second. I'm going to be back. You hold on, don't go anywhere. Because who lives life by design lives life on purpose. And that's what I'm expecting of you, is to live life on purpose rather than just go by through accident. It's been good. I'll be right back with you in just a second. Hold on now. And the subject's going to get more and more excited as we go along. When I get to the next part about Black Lives Matter. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Oh, Black Lives Matter. That's what they say. But Black lives only matter sometimes. And sometimes, not so much. They don't matter. So when I come back, you hold on to your hat. Hold on to your britches. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm going to rock your world.
Howdy folks, my name is Jonathan Keim and I am the Communications Director of Cryptocurrency Wire. It's just one brand of over 30 that are part of the Investor Brand Network that we've developed over 10 years. So we've got lots of brands, most of them focused on the investment crowd. And what we primarily focus on with our Cryptocurrency Wire brand is to connect mainstream and financial markets with the latest innovations that are coming out in crypto. So that way they're informed and can benefit from the technology, and the inventors, behind them can benefit from, all their labors and all the great things that they're coming out with. If you would like to reach out to us, feel free to go to our website at cryptocurrencywire.com, or you can follow us for the latest news on Twitter at CryptoNetWire.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Lamont. This is Living Life by Design, and I'm back at it. I'm back exactly what I was telling you I was going to say earlier. And I don't want to leave off this last important part about CSE. That's child sex education that's going on in our public schools. 13 states have adopted it. Yeah. And counting. September 27th, there's going to be a vote going on concerning Project 1619. And I'm certain they're edging in under that table a little bit of CSE. Project 1619 says the United States of America did not begin in the 1700s. It began in 1619. Why are they changing the date? Why are they switching things around? Well, let me tell you the reason why they want to do that, because they want to erase history. Do you know what an oxymoron that sounds like to me? Let me see. Rewrite history. How can you rewrite and erase history? Because in order to rewrite, it's no longer really history. You've actually just defamed yourself and everyone else. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. All the more we're going to dig it up and find it up. Look at those nations and empires long ago that called themselves erasing history. Look where they are now. They went up and went down, went up, and then plap, splat. You cannot. And why do they want it? They want our past is horrible, and our future is doomed. That's how they win this generation over. What would a 17 or 23-year-old be wanting to vote for people that is saying that? Because if they say your past is horrible and your future is doomed, of course you're going to vote for people who's going to give you free, because you're just going to coast along. What makes this economy be what it is that we are working Americans. I think that everybody should be a JAP, a JAP. Don't get mad at Mr. Rain, because I just use that little acronym. JAP, a JAP, which is a job, an automobile, and a place to stay. When we are raised up in this country to work and to earn our labor and to earn our wages, something happens on the inside of psychic of a human being when they're earning. But when it's free, you know what that does? That ties your neck to a trough, just like an animal. And then you no longer even care about what's happening. The Bible says he don't work, don't eat. Oh, that's going to be kind of tough right there, because a lot of people don't want to work at all. And right now, this closing down the cities, shut down the cities. We had Mr. Biden. What did he say very recently? He says, I will shut it down. Don't forget those 5 words or whatever. I will shut what down? Shut the country down. Excuse you? We don't need to be shut down. I understand COVID-19, the pandemic, and what it has done. I understand also different nations are treating it in different ways. Now, Americans, we socialize, wash hands, keep your distancing. Okay. I'm not even going to go there with Fauci and what he's trying to do and what he's not trying to do, and whether or not he has what they say, stock into the vaccine to keep it stretched out so he can get big bucks when it's over with. I wouldn't be shocked at all. I wouldn't be shocked at all. But what I am saying to you, America, is that here we stand. We have our Declaration of Independence, our Bill of Rights. Some of us don't even know what that is. We're founded on that. Founding fathers, that's not your founding father, Lorraine. Your founding father was slaves. Let me get this real straight to everyone to understand the whole thing of slavery. Slavery was a form of a commodity. It existed way before America. As a matter of fact, oh my word, it existed in the Bible. Even in the Bible, when in the book of Philemon, a little small book, when his slave had ran away and Paul said, Dear Philemon, I have your slave Onesimus. And I always make a little joke. He had to be a black man with a name like that, Onesimus. and I've converted him. And so I'm sending him back to you. What, Paul? Why would you send him back if slavery was not supposed to happen? So it did. It was a form of economy. You became a slave because you were a criminal. You became a slave because you were in debt. You became a slave because your nation had been conquered. So let's get on to the whole thing with Black Lives Matter. Does Black Lives Matter, guys? Oh, let me think it through. Let me think it through. Are we talking about the 18.7 or rather 9 million black babies that has been killed by Planned Parenthood since 1973? Those black lives? Oh no, are we talking about the 3,600 black lives that on a consistent basis are either murdered, are killed, taken away, rights are taken from them, being actually raped and robbed from one another? Are we talking about those? Are we talking about the crime? Where are we talking about if 92% of the crime that is committed by black people? Wait, get ready. A larger percent of that is committed by black on black. So now which part of Black Lives are mattering here? Give me I need to get the logistics on that. Are we really thinking that through? Black lives matter, but black lives only matter sometime. Growing up in the inner city of Detroit, I watched it all with my own two eyes. Yes, I did. It was 5 of us, really 4 in the house because I never got a chance to meet my brother. And that's a whole nother story. But I watched how Black Lives Matter. I watched the mail being taken out of the home slowly, thanks to Mr. Lyndon B. Johnson in making sure that we all have in the war on poverty. So I watched when the welfare came in, the men went out. I watched big government, little people. I'll always say that. Big government, little people. The bigger the government, the smaller the person. You decide, America, more than anything else. So I watched that. I said, Mom, but why is Uncle so-and-so being put out of the house? And that's because the only man that came into our family that was trying to be a father to us, they said no more men in the house. Checks come in, men come out. So black parents, believe it or not, black families had a more 2.1 parent in their families, in their homes, back in the late 50s and early 60s. What happened? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. This is what happened. The trials were being built, the programs and the projects. And I tell my friends who are liberal all the time, thank you for your programs, but you're not helping us. You're crippling us. You're making us think that we cannot make it. We cannot do it. We cannot enter into the course of the game. And we can too. God who sits high, looks low, set us up just like you set every other race up. We have on the inside of us the ability to use our gifts and talents to engage in the game, to make the American dream be a happening instead of an American nightmare. But you have to choose. Black Lives Matter is not a We the People movement. It's a socially engineered movement. What did you say, Lorraine? I said that Black Lives Matter is not a We the People movement. It's a socially engineered movement by people of power. Do I need to name names here? Okay, so all right, Mr. Soros and his little kudos and friends, they're making sure of that. But I'll tell you this, I'll tell you, friends, I'll tell you slow, I'll tell you for sure. The day will come, they will pay. There's a scripture that says, be ye not deceived, God is not mocked, whatsoever man sow he'll reap. The reaper's coming. The reaper's coming now. The reaper's happening right now. So my question to you is, whose side do you want to be on when the reaper shows up? Because violence and revolt, anarchy, what we see happening right now, you got a whole party, you got a whole campaign, a party of people that sit and have a campaign and a convention, and they don't even mention it one time. Give me a break. That should have been the number one thing on the table. But instead, we're going to talk about free, and 2 more things. Yeah, free, and free. Nothing is free but salvation, and even that costs you something. Yes, it does. So I want us to think. We have a brain. We were born with a brain. We can think for ourselves. We're Americans, and we need to stand up strong. We're Americans, and we won't be left alone. We need to say what needs on our minds and not just falling prey to what is happening. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. It's here. Think for yourself. You're smart Americans. Come on. Go into the website. Look at the vision. Look at who are we? Who are they? Well, Lorraine, last time I checked, people that's trying to make sure the black people, no. Martha, Joan, Rodriguez, Sheikah, Mika, I am saying to you, go to the website and look at what they are about. Starts off with talking about black people. And of course, all the disparities and all the horrible things and the killings that have taken place and those atrocities. Got that? I'm against that as well. Then it goes into, well, we got to talk about where our bodies is. And then it gets into Planned Parenthood. And then from Planned Parenthood, then they shove in their transgender. And they shove it, and for you realize, and then it says, now you can donate. And just as you click that donate button, baby, up pops, donate blue. act blue. You're donating to the Democratic Party. Listen, if you're a Democrat, you may not mind voting or donating to the Democratic Party. If you're a Republican, I'm sure you don't want to do that, right? But even if I was a Democrat, I wouldn't want to be tricked. Hello, just say what it is. That's what's going down. Black lives matter, folks. Listen, black lives only matter sometimes. And again, as Manning Johnson, as color communism and common sense, look at that on the YouTube when he said that. It's just basically using black people again as cannon fire. How degrading. How degrading. So what is it, I'll say, that the black America wants from white America? And what is it that white America really feels the need to give to black America? When I watch my very intelligent sisters, I'll say it again and again, change and make themselves lower and lower and lower to the system. I watch self-respect leave them. I watch their independence leave them. And then I watch the last important thing, their dignity. And when their dignity left, I saw them go to levels that I would have never thought they would have gone to before. All in the name of free, free, free. Free, 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 free. So what is it that black America wants from white America? And what is it that white America think? Well, let me just tell you what black America wants. They want their dignity back. The only problem with that is that you can't give it to them. Dignity is something that is earned and given by God. That's right. You can't give a person dignity. They have to earn it. They laid down and gave it to you, and they have to stand up to take it back. That's my premise on that. Absolutely. Stand up and take it back. And so this is a time for America. As Winston Churchill said, this is our finest hour. And it is. Not to run in a retreat. Listen, there's an old adage that says this. It says that sin will take you further than you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, cost you more than you're willing to pay. When we give up our rights, when we give up our freedoms, when we give that up like that, we are actually tying noose after noose after noose around our neck and stringing ourselves up. Nothing inside of me will ever rest with that. To the day of my last dying breath, nothing inside of me will ever rest with just giving up. Because first of all, if we've all been created with an inalienable rights, and by God we've been given it, he's the only one that can take it away. So you, America, you make that stand. When you go into those polls and you get ready to vote, listen, I know this may be shown in other countries. I hope so, because they need to know that when America's going through what it's going through, it's only a matter of time for everyone else. Why is it this is the attempted assassination of the American spirit? And why is it so important to assassinate the American spirit? Might have anything to do with long ago in the games of empires, thrones, and czars, along came a teeny tiny country that said, we're not going to play ball like that. They made that decision, the Constitution, the Declaration of the Independence, all of the things, the Bill of Rights, and America was born. So to destroy that is to destroy the foundation of anyone thinking that they could ever be free again. There's a scripture that says, he who the Son set free was free indeed. But there's also one that says, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But if you don't want to know the truth, you won't be set free. So what I'm speaking to you right now, I'm slapping, I'm pushing, I'm shaking, I'm kissing, I'm hugging, I'm saying, I want you to think you have a brain. You were born for such a time as this. Do something with that. Engage your gifts. Do not lay down and think your brisket and your cup of tea. No one's coming to you, because all of this that you see in those big cities, horrible things that are happening, is coming to a neighborhood near you. Right near you. So don't you think for one moment, when this is over with, all this is going to be fine. We just, we can all go back. We're not going to be able to go back, because there will be a revolt. There is going to be upheaval. There's going to be civil war type stuff going on right in America. So I leave you with this one question again. Who would you like to be in charge at the table when this happens? Think about it. Think about it. Well, I just don't like his orange hair and his red tie, and he's listen, he doesn't play ball with other people. And I say this because he brings his own. Don't get mad at Miss Lorraine. That's the name of the game. So anyway, I hope to see you, and you'll hear me again very soon in my next episode. And I've got some juicy stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to lay it out, especially with this CSE, Child Sex Education in public schools. Not teens, no, only we're talking all the way down to 6 and 5-year-olds. Come on, guys, we're Americans. We're smarter than this. I'm depending on you. I hope you're depending on me. I'll never stop. I will continue, and I expect the best from you. You can see me the next time, and I'll be here right here. Bring it to you. Hold on. Buckle up. It's a wild ride.